All right, I think we'll go ahead and get started since we have a little bit of housekeeping to get through. So welcome everyone to our Accudemia monthly session. And we are recording, yep. We're so excited to have you with us today. Our agenda, as always, we're going to start with a tech talk. This month it's going to be Nick talking about the Google Calendar integration. And then we're going to have, we'll take questions on that topic, and then we'll do a general Q&A as well. And after that, we have our user spotlight, which is Sarah Brinks from Upper Iowa University. So I just have a little bit of housekeeping to get through before we do that. And of course, remember at any time, if you have any questions, you can put that in the chat and we will take those questions during the Q&A portion. So our next keynote webinar is going to be in April, and I'm just grabbing the link for that. We just opened up registration for that today, so you can be among the first to secure your spot. As always, the keynote webinars are free to attend. And our monthly speaker is going to be, our speaker for this month's webinar is going to be Amanda Sharp. She's the director of the Academic Success Center at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, and the topic is going to be scaling academic support, meeting growing demands in challenging times. And there's going to be some really great tips and tricks for just trying to scale your services with limited resources, which I know is a concern for a lot of folks. So we're trying to make this as accessible and useful as possible for a wide variety of folks. So I'm putting the link in the chat where you can go and register if you would like to join us for that session. And next, I want to let you all know about the Academic Center Summit. We are so excited to be holding that for another year. Last year's event, it was a 2-day professional development event. It was a huge success. We were really excited. We currently are open for proposals, and also we have early bird registration open, and we're offering further discounts for folks who are chosen to have their proposals for breakout sessions. Our keynote speaker for this event is going to be Dr. Sandra McGuire. It's going to be held in Orlando, right near our company headquarters, right on the campus of the University of Central Florida. So that is going to be really exciting, and you can register now for $300 for early bird. And like I said, if your proposal is chosen, we're offering further discounts for that. And I am going to go ahead and put the link where you can register and learn more about the conference. We're also going to have a really exciting excursion planned to Winter Park, which is a city like right on the border of Orlando. They have a beautiful, beautiful downtown area, a great lake, great chain of lakes, and we'll be doing a boat tour of some of those lakes. So it's going to be really awesome. We're going to have some really great professional development and academia training. Really excited about this year's event. All right, so now I am going to hand things over to Nick for the Tech Talk.
Thank you, Rachel. So yeah, this month's topic is on the new Google Calendar integration that's been introduced to the software. And so we just have some topics to cover. These are, some of the questions, like we've had other integrations come out, and just some of the questions we're going to go through. So, one, learning about how the integration works, what it can do for your staff, basically how they would go about connecting to this integration, why admins won't have that. We'll kind of discuss that, and other calendar alternatives that we have in the system. So basically, these are the 4 things that the calendar integration will do, like when you get it connected and everything. So Accudemia will automatically send notifications to the user's Google Calendar when an appointment's made. So those should show up kind of automatically. Whenever any changes were made in Accudemia, it should immediately show up on the calendar. And then also, this is a big feature, is that it's actually going to look at Google Calendar for availability. So you still have to have a schedule for your tutors in there, but you know, it can also take any appointments that you already have on your calendar and block those off. So it will make sure that that's, you know, respecting both calendars. And there's basically a two-way sync that goes between Accudemia and Google Calendar. So you can make a change, like let's say you have to cancel an appointment, you can cancel it directly from your calendar. That information is updated in Accudemia, and the notifications that would normally go out if you had done it directly in Accudemia will still go out to both the student and tutor. Same with like rescheduling, and you know that basically normally you would have to make sure that you know you're available or not available, and go directly in Accudemia. With this, you can actually reschedule as long as you know it's within your time that you're available. It should go ahead and reschedule those directly from your Google Calendar. So how do we get it connected? So um, these are the steps. I just kind of outlined it here. We also have a link in the manual, so I'm going to go, let me copy that real quick. And I'll just share that in the chat if you guys wanted to check out the steps. We wrote those up. But I'm going to go through them real quick. And just keep in mind that this feature is only available to regular Accudemia accounts. If you have a Lite or Essentials account, you may want to look into upgrading. So here I have my Accudemia account pulled up. Now I'm actually an admin and a tutor, so you can have like dual roles and see this in your account. If you don't have the tutor role though, you won't see this. So you definitely have to be a tutor. The other thing is you still have to have a schedule. So if I go to my name up here in schedule and just apply it in the term mode. So this is my schedule that I have. So I do have availability defined in Accudemia for what services and courses that I'm available for and what times of the day I'm available. But to get connected, I'm going to click my name and then go to connect to external calendar. It just kind of gives you a quick summary of what it does. And we're going to go ahead and we have two different options here. We're going to connect to Google Calendar. So first thing, it's going to ask which Google account. You might have multiple ones. Maybe you have a group one that you use. Go ahead and connect to my personal calendar. And this wants to make sure that you have access. Now I've already connected mine. So it's telling me, okay, it already has some access. But normally you'll see each thing that it's going to ask for access. And one is to view all your calendar events so that it can block it off. And then also downloading any calendar events just in case we need to sync those up. You just hit continue. Normally there's like check boxes here if it's your first time. Okay, and then once it authorizes it, it'll show that you're connected. And in here, I get to choose which calendar all the new events are going to be put on to. So this is like the primary calendar that any new appointments in Accudemia will be adding it to. You can only have one of those, but I can have multiple calendars that block my availability. You do have to be careful though, because you know anything that's existing on that calendar, like if I use like the Golden State Warriors, that all their games would be blocked off for me. So anything that's an event there, it's going to look at that as a busy time. By default, it does just connect to your default calendars. So you see it's already checked for my calendar. But I could have it also look at, let's say this was a group calendar that I need to have off. Maybe it's like staff meetings and things that we do. So I could have it look at that as well. I'm just going to leave it simple for now, just my normal calendar. And if we go take a look at that, you can see I just have lunches marked. And so when I look at the view synced events, you should see once it loads, those, oh, it says none right now, but I think it could still be getting those processed, but it should have like the lunches there eventually. So All right, and then if I just wanted to test this out to see like the things start to show up on my calendar. Now I did have myself scheduled for the morning hours, it looked like, if I look to the schedule. Yeah, so from 8 to about 12:30. And if I go quick, new appointment, select a student, make sure I select the service that I'm available for. Okay, and there's me. So I have my morning hours here. So we'll go ahead and schedule something for 8 a.m. I can put my notes or do whatever I need to do and confirm it. Okay, and that was 8 to 8:40 in that center on Wednesday the 12th. So you can see that immediately comes here. Now, if you remember, if I go to create another one for the same service, I have all these other available slots as well. So let's say I want to push it back to 9. Instead of having to come here and either going to that appointment and rescheduling, what I can do is go ahead and change this right on my Google Calendar. Just move it on down. I might want to put a note. Okay, and you can see that that gets updated 9 a.m. And if I go out of here and look at my appointments, you all, okay, and it should be reflected pretty quickly. So you can see that's at 9 a.m. now. Also, if I go about it the other way, that block should be gone as well. Yeah, you can kind of see it has like a little dot, dot, dot where that appointment is. So things like rescheduling, I could even cancel from here. So just delete it. Okay, and it's gone from my calendar. And then if we go back up here and refresh, actually, it's gonna eventually, it takes a little bit sometimes, but I'm also gonna check the show canceled. And it should refresh here in a second. Oh, and I just got a notification. It's on a different screen, but let me see if I can pop it open. So it went to my email to notify me here. This is Outlook. Reload. Okay, it's just taking a second, but it should take usually 5 to 7 minutes at the most on the long end of it. And if it does become canceled, it might just disappear, and you'll have to just make sure you check the show canceled one. So that's how that works. I wonder too if I go back to connect to my external, if I can see my synced events. Okay, not yet. So it might be still processing the connection on some aspects there. But yeah, so that's how we get it connected. So the next topic I just wanted to kind of discuss is why admins don't have this. So basically, you need the ability to be seen with students. So that's a unique aspect of the tutor role. So you have to have that tutor role in order to have a available schedule in academia, and this basically helps them so that they're not having to always make those exceptions in academia directly. So anything that's on their existing schedule will be blocked off. And As an admin, though, you do get access to this special section here. It's under Administration, Advanced External Calendars. And let me go ahead and show you that. Since I'm an admin and a tutor, I'm going to go to Administration, Advanced, and External Calendar. And you can see which of your tutors have connected successfully to the Google Calendar integration. And you can disconnect them if they're having issues. Maybe they blocked off their entire schedule. You have to be careful and let them know, like, anything you block off on your Google Calendar will be reflected there, so that you can't really mark yourself as busy for that entire time on that calendar. Um, but yeah, I can disconnect them and see at least who's connected as an admin. What other calendar integrations? We also have Outlook 365 in addition to this. So you might have seen that when we were going to set that up. And if I go back to connect to external calendar, I can actually just disconnect real quick. And if, let's say your school is using Microsoft instead of Google, we have the same thing, and it's pretty similar, the steps, if you go through it. It just takes you out to Microsoft to connect and authorize the software. Now, I already have authorized it, so that's why it went really quickly to your connected, and it will kind of do the same thing as far as those calendar settings here. Okay, and I think that's all I had, so we're ready for some questions.
Okay, Michael asks, under session logs, there is an option to look at report visit, either sessions that allowed report visits or did not allow or unknown. What does this mean, and how do I know if we know if a visit was reported or not?
Okay, good question. Let me go ahead and pull up the Accudemia account again. So I'm going to go ahead and just go back from centers to session logs here. And so I think he's talking about this filter here that we have. So when you're looking at your, I'm going to have to probably expand this range to, let's say, all of spring. Maybe I should go back to fall. So yeah, so we have all these different account visits. I'm sorry, like these are your center visits for just the center here. You can, if you wanted to look at these different variations, so like allowed to report visit, this is that they said yes, they wanted to report the visit. And then this is saying no, they didn't want to. And then unknown would be if the center didn't have that setting enabled, then they basically they weren't asked. So there is no yes or no. And if I do it, I don't think I have that setting enabled. So I don't think any of these are going to come up for did allow or didn't allow. And then unknown, all of them come up. So let me show you what that setting is though, and what that looks like. So if we go under administration, we navigate to the control panel. When you go into your general settings, just make sure you select your center so that you're only affecting your center. You may not have this if you're locked down to one center, so just go ahead and view the settings. And when you get in here, under the, I believe it's sign-in options or sign-in station options, one of these, let's see, sign-in options. Nope, it must be sign-in station options. There's this thing that says ask student whether to report the visit to instructor. So in some cases, you may need to get this permission from the student to in order to be able to send these reports out to their instructor. Maybe they just don't want to report that visit because it's not going to give them any extra credit or something like that. So you could actually ask the students, and then what will happen when this is enabled, we'll go ahead and save it and set up a sign-in station. Make sure I have the right center selected here. And I'm just going to do it through the interface, but I could have made that a kiosk. When I sign this student in, we're going to say what they're coming in for. maybe some writing assistance for a psychology paper. Okay. Oh, and I don't have anybody available for that. Hold on, let me go back. We're going to do a different one. In-person tutoring, let's say. Okay. And no, okay. So I don't know if you can see it here. It's kind of faint there, but the last step, if I had some tutors that I could pick from, is asking them, do they want to report the visit? And it'll just have yes or no. And that's basically how that is recorded. So it'll say, would you like to report this visit to your instructor? Yes or no. And then, that's how it gets recorded. I need to have some schedules in here, so I apologize. I can make a little more schedules. So I think I didn't have anybody in the afternoon, so we'll make somebody available. Okay. And I just left it for everything just for showing this off. Sign in station. Put in the ID. Okay, walk in it. They're a student tutor, by the way. That's why they're getting that extra prompt. Like, do you want to do it as a student or tutor? All right. And we'll say that and this. Okay, there's my available tutor. And so it's, can we report this visit to your instructor? Yeah. And then it's just confirmation. You selected all this stuff. Are we good? Yep. This is a survey, so. Okay, so they're signed in. Yep. If I go to the either manage center, I can see they're signed in, or session logs. You'll have, basically it says signed in because they don't have an out yet. All right. And did we have any other questions?
Oh, we've just got one. Daniel asks, my question is not related to this Google Calendar connection. Is it okay to ask it, or should I wait? I think we're good to go. If you want to type in your question, and of course, anytime you can put any questions in there, we'll get to them at the appropriate time. But I'm not seeing any other questions related to the Google Calendar integration. So let's go ahead and take that. He asks, we are preparing for our next fiscal year at our institution. Who do we reach out to in regards to renewal costs and pricing? Oh, good question. So for anybody who isn't aware, for renewals, you can email front desk at Engineerica.com to get your quote. If you forget that, you can just reach out to one of us and we can direct you to the appropriate place. Yeah, front desk at Engineerica.com.
Yeah, and then we also have these, if you wanted to look at different licenses.
And we do typically send out renewal quotes, I believe, about 3 months in advance. But if you need it sooner, you can always, or if you have any questions, you can always reach out. Not a problem. And Nick's posting in the chat the link to our pricing guide, which shows you the different levels of pricing with Accudemia and what you get for each type of license. Any other questions before we move on to the user spotlight? Great presentation, Nick, as always.
Thank you.
And I know everybody knows where to find us, so if you do have any questions, you can reach out. But I'm glad we had some great questions this week. It's always good to be able to ask those in a group format. And if somebody could paste in the chat to the link to the survey, if folks are able to. Thank you so much, Mark. One step ahead of me as always. And if you're able to fill out that survey, that really helps us with making sure that these sessions remain useful and relevant for you. So we appreciate everyone's time today. We hope this has been a very useful session for you all, and we will see you again. Don't forget to sign up for that webinar and take a look at the conference as well. We'd love to have you join. It's going to be some really great sessions this year for Accudemia and general professional development. Thank you everyone for joining us, and hope everybody has a great rest of your week.
Thanks, y'all. Bye.